watch this. Didn't hurt. What's up, you guys? Welcome to my workout. Today is February 22, 2024. This is my actual workout, so that being the case, it's not meant to be a tutorial, instructional, nor a recommendation to do what I'm doing, because a lot of what I do can be dangerous or it's just outright wrong. So just keep that in mind. But I hope on the breaks in between my sets that I can share with you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Hopefully that can be of some help to you. Today I'm doing single arm dumbbell rows. I want to thank my dumbbell sponsor, Powerblock, for sending me this Pro Series of Powerblocks. It's the thing that looks like a 1980s boombox, but they're really good. I've actually been using Powerblocks since they came out in the early 90s. So yeah, years I've been using them, but I finally got the 2024 version of them. So anyway, I'll try to explain how they work as I go along, but let's get started. Oh, by the way, today is day 12 of my peptide therapy with Marek Health. And for the last 2 days, my joints have been feeling better. At first, they were not. I didn't feel any difference the first 10 days. My gut health improved a lot in the third day, but the last 2 days in a row now, my ankles and my knees have been feeling really good. That's why I was able to get down here and not go like I normally do. So let's see if I can get up. It's a lot better. Day 12, I think. Okay, so enough of that. Okay, so I like to do single arm dumbbell rows because of both the rotational component that they impose upon my core, both front, side, and back, all of this. Also for the range of motion that I get, and I get to use my legs. And I'll explain that. Obviously, I'll be using my legs, but shut up, let's just go. Okay, here's what it looks like. This is a 20-pound, this whole thing weighs 20 pounds, all right? So normally we would have two of them and do something like a bent over row, but from this position, if I only have one, this is actually what's happening. It is rotating my body like this, okay? So it is creating a rotation. So from here, if I just follow what gravity would like to do, it's pulling me down here, which is obviously it's protracting my scapula away from my spine, and it's bringing my lats into this nice pre-stretched position. Now I'm gonna settle into my legs. This arm I'm gonna bring up in a reciprocal position, and even though it looks like I'm gonna be pulling on this bell, what I'm focusing on strongly is driving this right arm, or the right side, not the arm, the right side of my body down into the floor. It's sort of like when you're throwing a jab, you don't want to throw your arm, you want to pull the right shoulder back to get this left shoulder to pop forward, right? So it's an opposite effect. If I'm here, rather than just pulling and this side is just dead, I'm driving. It's like my right hand, it's like a ground and pound. By the way, I call this a ground and pound row. Okay, it's part of the single arm row series that I like to practice, but this one, it literally looks like a ground and pound, so I call this the ground and pound row. All right, so from here, I'm really trying to rotate my right shoulder backwards, and now I'm driving the right side of my body down. And you can see as I drive my right arm down, I'm loading into my right leg, and then as the bell comes down the left side, I'm now supporting that on the left leg. So there's a back and forth motion between the legs, which turns this once again into a full body exercise. I don't know how many reps I've done. The main thing is I don't want to get too tired on any one side. Same thing, I'm drawing my left shoulder back, allowing my rib cage to be rotated, and then from here I have a lot of my weight. If the bell's on, whatever arm is lower in this ground and pound row, that is going to be, that leg is going to be loaded. All right, so from here, as I'm driving down here, I'm now loaded over to my left, now to my right, left, right. Driving the left side down to reciprocally create the right side rotation. So what looks like an arm pull is actually my rib cage dragging my arm, or on this side, my rib cage drags my arm into the movement. That's what I try to make all of my pulling movements feel like, especially if they're single arm. I don't want to just hold on to something and pull it, put my mind here. My mind is back here where I'm getting this. This is much more powerful than this, right? If I pull from here and then follow through, very strong. Okay, let's move this up to, all right. So what happened was, oh, I'm not gonna tell you what happened. Let's just go. I'll explain that later. As you can tell, this is totally unscripted. I'm just doing my thing. So I apologize if I fumble. Okay, left side. So from here, it's pulling me into the stretch position. I'm actively bringing my right side up. My weight is loaded to my left leg. As I drive my right side rib cage down, my weight is now loaded to my right leg. So whichever leg is low, whichever arm is lower, that leg should also be loaded, whether the weight is in that hand or not. Not sure how many I did, but that's okay. All right, here we go. So left side high. My weight is loaded to my right leg because my right arm is lower. As I rotate my left side down, my weight is now shifted to my left leg. Right leg, left leg, right leg. Okay, so at the end of that set, besides what's going on here, my legs, they get a little tired from that, and that's a good thing. All right, let's switch it up. Sorry about the delay here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. So I went from a 20-pound empty handle. That was 27.5 pounds. This is now 35 pounds. So I just go up in small increments because I'm kind of old, and that's all the weight I can handle at a given time. All right, here we go. So from here, okay, 4 reps. I'm wanting to do this with a heavier weight, so I'm just gonna do enough repetitions to just prime the nervous system and prepare it for the heavy weight. I'm warming up, so I'm not gonna try and condition with this. All right, here we go. So as I progress the weight, please watch what's happening in the legs, because I'm always thinking of my base and my breathing before I'm thinking of pulling with my arm. I don't even think of pulling with my arm. Everything is if the legs are supporting the core properly, then the core can support what my upper body, or what I'm asking my upper body to do. So that's why it's always, my focus is always in what the legs are doing. Okay, so now this bell weighs 42.5 pounds. Just gonna do a few to get ready for a heavier weight. All right, so okay, one more time. Starting with my weight on my right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. Okay. Okay. That felt pretty good. Just gonna add a little bit of weight. Okay. So this dumbbell weighs 50 pounds. Just a few hip circles. Okay. Okay, one more time. All right. I say this often when I'm making these videos. I'm not dumbing this down because I'm videotaping this for you. I don't do a lot of reps of anything. If you've watched enough of these videos, you'll notice that no matter what I do, I don't do sets of 10 or even sets of 5. I want to be very frugal with my energy. I just want to see what's the heaviest load I can lift while maintaining a good base, good breathing, and a very well coordinated movement cadence. Okay, so this, I believe, weighs, what does this weigh? 57.5 pounds. All right. Once again. Okay, 2 here. Okay. All right. What's nice about this set is it's urethane. The plates are urethane coated. So I don't have to worry about rust. At least I don't think I do. Okay. This now weighs, what do I have, orange, 65 pounds. So at this weight, I just want to get one good rep, but because I'm not doing more than one, I want to see how high I can fix the weight at the top of the movement and then slowly lower it. Also, I don't really care the goal is never to move the weight a given distance. It's to move it the greatest distance I can with the best form. Once again, that's a combination of my base, my breathing, and whatever musculature is involved. So from here, as I lower, I'm thinking of stretching my lat. The lat should flare. It should feel like I'm stretching it. There's no stress in my low back. The weight is being, even though it's imposing a torsional force into my spine in a hip flexed position, which is supposed to be bad for you, that weight is not being borne or supported by my lumbar vertebra and my discs. It is being suspended off the fascia of the lumbar and the latissimus and the traps and the all the stuff that it's on the fascia. Let's go to the right side now and do the same. So I start, so I'm stretched. I feel no pressure on my low back, even though I am hip bent in half and there's a twist being imposed on me. It's all in my connective tissue. Elbow high, I'm gonna drive my left arm down. And then once again, just stretching. No stress on my lumbar at all, even though I am bent in half and twisting force is being applied to me. Okay, let's go one last time, and then we're gonna have to change things up a little bit. Okay, oh yeah, this is kind of heavy. So this dumbbell now is loaded to 72.5 pounds. In case you're wondering, each of these plates weighs 15 pounds. So they weigh 15 pounds. Okay, all right, here we go. So when I bring this off, what I'm first doing is I'm pre-stretching. I'm loading the fascia, the latissimus, the lumbar. The latissimus just connects it. It's just part of, it merges into the lumbar or low back fascia. So imagine wearing a shirt that's really tight and stretching that shirt. That's what it feels like to me. No stress on my low back, no discomfort at all. So if I do that properly, I can hang out right here. It's not a problem. Here we go. Now from here, I'm stretching the fascia. Okay, gonna get my elbow up high. I can even put this rotation in my back. It is not a problem. Head rush. Okay. Let's see, yeah, that's 72.5. Okay, 72.5 on the right side. Here we go. So I don't just pick this up. I pre-stretch my lats, load it onto the fascia. Bring that right under the shoulder. Use my legs to bring it off the ground. Here we go. And then on the way down, lifting my left shoulder up, loading my lats and my lumbar fascia. I should be able to hang out here. And then putting that down. Oh, if you're wondering what these are, I got a cupping treatment So they put these giant suction cups or these cups on your body in certain problematic areas, and they suck all the bad juju out of the area, or it's supposed to. Had my buddy Joe Bird do that for me. Okay, so let's bring this up to 80 pounds. And 80 now is a little too heavy for me to do a ground and pound row with. So I switched this. I call this a rescue row. So it goes from a ground and pound row to a rescue row. And what I mean by that is I pretend that somebody I care about is in a little manhole right here, like in the ground. So I'm going to straddle that manhole. I'm going to reach down, grab that person's hair, and pull them on, not their hair. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to just take them by the hand. I'm going to brace off my knee, because if this was a real scenario, that's the only choice I would have is just to brace here. Once again, I drive up with my legs, I stretch my lumbar fascia, my lats, you should see them flare, and then from here, okay, then same thing here. Okay, I'm bracing off my left arm. I'm driving up with my legs, I'm stretching my back fascia first, excuse me, and then I've also changed my breathing on the lighter repetitions, on the ground and pounds. I'm inhaling on the positive or concentric and exhaling on the negative or eccentric portion. For this is a harder, more maximal effort. So I go back to regular, just power breathing, where I exhale on the positive and I inhale on the negative. At least I think I do. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of weight to this. Let's go. All right, so, okay. Now this is 87.5. I need a little more rest, so I'm gonna address something you might be wondering. For those of you who are mathematically inclined and are wondering, if these weigh 15 pounds each, how is it that my weight increments are only going up in 7.5 pound increments? Very sharp. Let me explain. With this set, you actually get 2 sets of handles, and the difference between the weight of these handles, I believe, is 7.5 pounds. So this, you see, it's kind of thin here. This is 12.5 pounds, and then the second handle, a little fatter, it's 20 pounds. So the plates remain the same, but I'm switching the handles, and that's why I can increase the weight by just 7.5 pounds instead of 15 pounds, because for this guy, a 15-pound jump is oftentimes a little bit too much. Okay, so now it's at 87.5 pounds. At this weight, I gotta just shut up and go, because every millisecond counts with this. So I'm just gonna make sure it's under me. But I'm preloading, I'm stretching my back fascia once I've got it there. Okay, and same thing. All right. Okay. Maybe we can add another 7.5 pounds. And we're also going to change. We're going to change. Okay, so the reason, if you're wondering what is the difference between the rescue row, where we're bracing up against the leg and pulling with one arm, versus like having a bench and putting one leg and one hand on the bench and doing that, that's fine. Do that all day. I did that for decades. But the reason why I like to do this is because as soon as you touch the bench, a lot of the force of what you're lifting, as well as some of your body weight, is now being dumped into the bench, which is a way of unloading your body. In return for that, you do get a stable platform. It's very strong. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I only like to practice lifts that simulate something I would encounter in real life. And if I ever actually have to help lift something heavy or somebody, I know I'm not going to have the benefit of a bench nearby. So if I have trained myself to need a bench in order to pull hard, I might come up short when I don't have one. So, and plus I know that if I can pull like this, if I can do this, if I can do that right here, then I'm positive I can lean up on a bench and do something similar. So I was going to say something about gi and no gi jiu-jitsu, but I don't want to start that debate, so I'm just going to shut up. Okay, so what is this? Yellow. Okay, I believe this is 95 pounds. I'm glad they put a color-coded key up here because I've never been good at math. Okay, so with this heavier load, I'm now, instead of forearm, I'm placing my hand. The reason why I like to do forearm as much as possible is because it gets me lower here. This is a position of disadvantage, I feel. I don't have as much wind up here, but with this, I need more wind up. So all I gotta be careful of when I'm here, and this might happen anyway, but this position you can get a little shruggy on. So it's real important that as I'm doing this, I'm locking this and I'm pushing down hard and not shrugging, because that can even happen on the bench. You see guys trying to pull super heavy dumbbells on the way down. This gets all shrugged up here, or let me show you here. This gets shrugged. That is a kinetic chain leak. Yeah, it's not good for your neck. Like just doing that, my neck didn't like that. Okay, here we go. Loading my back fascia. Okay, this side now. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm not just trying to pull, I'm pushing off. So if it's in my left arm, when this bell's in my left arm, this left leg is loaded. I am going to, it is a full expression of the left side of the body. It's not just standing here and then, because if I don't push when I'm pulling this much weight, if this is not actively providing more force than I'm producing up here, I'll actually mush myself down. So as I pull up here, this might collapse down, and that'll be a huge leakage of energy and kinetic efficiency. Okay. All right then, let's what the hey? Oh, jeez. Okay. So this dumbbell has the 12.5-pound handle in it. This one has the 20-pound handle in it. So I'm just gonna get these out of the way. And pretty soon that stupid light is gonna go on. So I'm trying to beat that. Okay. This now weighs 102.5 pounds. And for this guy, that's kind of heavy. All right. So once again, when I bring this, do this, this leg is, it's a full half of the body exercise. But it's not like this side is sleeping either, so it feels really good. All right, here we go. Felt good? All right. And then one more time here. Yeah. All right. You know, I went through a lot of trouble to bring these two dumbbells out here. This is a somewhat safe exercise for me I don't normally test my max on it, or what am I trying to say? I'm gonna test a heavier weight, and most likely it's not gonna go that far, but because I have what I consider 1, 2, oh, there they go. 1, 2, 3 points of support here. I'm just gonna test a partial just to fire the neuromuscular components that would be redundant with a lighter weight, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right. 1 rep. Ah, 2. Okay, that was all right. Here we go. Okay. That was good. I think I'm done for the day. The ego's saying, hey, you know what? Pardon my language, but fuck it. Let's go one more. Let's indulge the ego today. Because, you know, I'm feeling better, so why don't we just, what was that I just lifted? Let's go. That was 110. Okay, so the weight I just lifted was 110. God, thank God they put this color-coded key. Okay, so 120. My other OG Powerblock said it only goes up to 90 pounds, so I don't think I've ever done this, but it's feeling pretty good, so what the hell. All right. Just make sure we can, yeah, all right. Once again, it is my legs like that, except right here. All right, here we go. All right. That felt all right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Well then, this is kind of fun. I think the last time I did any kind of single arm row with 125 pounds. I was at least 10 years younger. Okay, let's just go one more and then we gotta wrap this up. By the way, if you're still here, thank you. Kind of ugly, but it moved. All right, one more time here. Right side. Okay. All right. And that's the end of the stack. That is 125 pounds. If I said 120, I got confused. Okay. I think that's it. If you're still here, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I'm out of breath. And much aloha. Bye.